All right, welcome back to AT10. I'm Kill2. I'm joined by the ever-disturbing Michael Bolton. We're about to watch Fearless fight Verge of Collapse in the last match before the break on day 7. Tell us about the setups a little bit, Michael Bolton.
So what's important to note about these setups is these teams are both guaranteed to go through to the next round, but they entered their teams in the system before they had the chance to realize the outcome of the previous match. So Verge of Collapse has brought a pretty regular ECM team. They have 3 Rooks, 2 Tengus, 4 Griffins, a Hawk, and a Merlin, and a Basilisk as their logistics. Now, Fearless has meted their setup so perfectly because no matter what the outcome of the last match was, as long as they got 1 point in this match, they were guaranteed to go through. So they decided to absolutely make sure they got 1 point, bringing as much alpha as they possibly could. They have 4 Thrashers, 4 Tornadoes, and 4 Cyclones. They're just going to dunk on a single ship, and they could just sit back and chill. Fearless famous for their posting prowess, and also not liking me very much. The match has begun. Let's see how fast one of these Griffins die.
Yeah, I am actually curious to see how this goes. This would have been a really cool match if it really made a huge difference what happened, and I think it'll be interesting anyway. The Fearless team is set up really well. They all have ECCM by the looks of it, or at least most of them do, so I think it'll be hard for Verge of Collapse to lock down their entire team with jammers, although they're going to take out a couple Thrashers. That gives them less targets for the jams. And for now, there's no damage coming in, so we'll have to see if Tornadoes are able to get those guns active sometime here pretty soon.
Yep, Rai dropping, another Thrasher dropping, Forlisteer in a Thrasher. This is actually pretty funny. With this ECM team, I was wondering if somebody in the previous match told Verge of Collapse to bring this ECM team, ensuring that Fearless got 0 points. Because if Fearless got a ton of points and Verge of Collapse got a ton of points, like they both brought Brawlers, then none of these 2 teams had any chance of getting through the previous teams from the previous match. They still don't, but they've sort of sealed this match, I think. Thrasher going down. It kind of is not fun for Fearless to have brought the setup to just kill 1 ship and then not kill any ships.
You know, I think that's actually something that's I've found surprisingly difficult in the tournament. It seems like there's often situations where really all you need is to get a few points. And people have brought a lot of different solutions to that problem, and many of them don't work. This is clearly with that in mind, that they want to just make sure they can do some damage and kill something. But that doesn't mean you'll be able to kill anything.
Tornado dying, Griffin bouncing between 0 and full shields.
Yeah. I mean, this is actually a really good setup to have against logistics against a Griffin. They can pretty much volley it into armor and eventually kill it, but it looks like maybe only 1 chip has it locked. It might only be a Thrasher or a Cyclone, and so the damage isn't very high.
Yeah, nothing is shooting for the Fearless team. Well, some things are obviously shooting. The Tornado does not have a drone bay.
Nope, no drones at all.
Have no drones. I would have actually loved to see a full drone team from this and just assign one guy a bunch of sentries and just blap them.
I mean, the problem with that is that they're kind of low DPS, and so it's possible for logistics to rep through it if you come against something kind of tanky. It might have been fine here. Against the ECM team, obviously sentries are good. But I'm not sure that against everything that would have been a good idea. If you run into Slipners and Cyclones only, and they have ASBs and a Scimitar, you're never going to kill anything. 3rd Tornado about to drop for Fearless, so this actually might be really, Fearless has to feel terrible about this. They really came in thinking they only needed a couple of points. They might not actually get any and still get through. They're still going to sneak through no matter what. So they'll feel better about that. But
well, I don't think this was sort of a purpose-built setup from Fearless. I don't think they tested it. They were just what can kill one thing really quickly, and they were 4 Tornadoes, 4 Cyclones, and 4 Thrashers will probably kill something pretty quickly. They were wrong, yeah. But Tornado going down, their last Tornado, only Cyclones left.
I think always in the tournament, if you need points, bring a team to win a match.
There's E-War landing on
you have to try to win.
There's newts landing. There was newts on that Hawk. So somebody is obviously unlocked, or somebody is obviously locked.
Could have been the Thrasher.
Yeah, the Thrasher's dead now, so much for him.
I don't know. Interesting. It's weird that Fearless wasn't able to at least snipe off one of those frigs. I mean, I would have thought the Merlin maybe could have just volleyed it because it'd be a little closer, hopefully, than the Griffins, but I don't know. A really, really strong showing by Verge of Collapse. And, you said at the start of the match this was a typical ECM team.
It's a heavy ECM team. And
it's heavy ECM, and it's a little different. We haven't seen 2 Tengus before, I think.
Yeah, the 2 Tengus, and it also has those Griffins to get the super fast lock jams. I think especially for those Cyclones and Tornadoes, if they could have locked something before the Rooks had locked, if this was just Rooks, they would have been able to kill something before the Rooks locked.
Yep.
So the Griffins got those initial jams, stopped the first volley, and then the Rooks started kicking in.
Yeah. I mean, moral of the story is really well played by Verge Collapse. I think this might be one of the... granted, it's against, like you said, a purpose-built setup that's kind of unusual, but this is a really strong ECM team. I mean, we were just talking about how ECM can be a little scary because you might not be able to kill the other team. It might be kind of a long grind of a match, and here it looked like dominant. I mean, no problem at all, so props to them, I guess. Little shout-out for God's Coldblood, who I don't know how... in charge he is here for Verge Collapse, but he's an old video maker that's really, really good at the game.
Is he an elite PvPer like you?
Yeah, he is an elite. He's actually too elite for me. He was in my court for a little while, and then he left because he was not satisfied with how elite we were.
Well, I don't know. You're the elite PvPer of my dreams. I watch all your streams. I'd actually one of those griffins that follows you everywhere you go on your stream is me jamming out the people who are attacking you.
Awesome.
I'm your stalwart defender.
Thank you. Another Cyclone dead. I hope the other one dies soon. Because
really?
after this, me and Michael Bolton are going to leave the booth, and I'm actually going to go vomit outside, and then I'm going to go home.
You can't leave me like this. I'll be stuck with, who am I with? John Zastro? Come on. He doesn't have your dreamy eyes. Or your manly stubble. He's clean-shaven. He's the one clean-shaven commentator. Actually, no. Josh is clean-shaven as well, with his new military crew cut. Josh is Rivy, by the way. Pro tip. Cyclone about to die and release Kill 2 from the prison that is this small room that we are trapped in. We will finally breathe the fresh air of the outside instead of each other's sweat.
All right. Verge Collapse, Fearless going through to tomorrow. Tomorrow should be good. The rest of today should be good, and I won't be there. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Alrighty. Sending it back to Soundwave in the studio. Goodbye, everybody. I'll see you on the couch.